Alrighty. Thank you so much for everybody joining me here today. It is the CJ Curry Show. You know, it's presented by PrizePicks. We're talking all things PrizePicks. If you're not already playing on PrizePicks, my friends, up to 25 times your money when you play a 6-pick flex play. Plus, you're going to get a 100% instant deposit match on your first deposit all the way up to $100 using promo code Curry. I've left the link down in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's live stream. All right, let's run through today's chat real quick. We got some folks up in here who are ready to get down to business. I see Roswell in the building. He says, let's go, let's get that money. Jew's in the building. Fear Shaolin tuning in from work. Ooh, don't let the boss man know that you're tuning in from work. Don't get caught, all right? Nobody will know as long as you don't get caught. But shout out to you. Thanks for joining me. That's dedication, man. That's a ride or die right there. Fear Shaolin is a ride or die. Last in Limbo. Let's go. Time to make some bread. Thanks for being here. Jarrell, shout out to you. Kawhi is banned. He messed up your 6-man. What did Kawhi do? Or what did he not do for you? Let's see here. Todd's in the building. Shout out to Todd as usual. Thank you for always being here, my friend. Everyday Fantasy, my man, aka Don P. If you know him in Discord, that's Don P. All right. If you're in the Patreon Discord group, We had ourselves another great night, by the way, in Discord last night. 5-2 on picks that I posted, 6-1 the previous night. Guys, we're running at an 81% hit rate on picks that I posted. It's been a really good time. Let me show you what I'm talking about, all right? Because sometimes seeing is believing, and you folks might need to see this to believe this, all right? Because I could give you lip service, or I could just show you. I think it's better that I just show you. For some of you guys who are wondering. So we got this little channel that I've set up inside of Discord. It's called Curry's Kitchen. And in Curry's Kitchen, you know Chef Curry be cooking up the picks, all right? So I posted a few of these in the Discord last night, you know, right before tip-off. Best time to find some value, I think. We had Kyrie Irving going for more than 5.5 assists. That hit. You can check that one off. Zach LaVine for less than 31.5 points and rebounds. You could check that one off. Siakam sold us. He went and had more than 27.5 points and assists. So that was a miss. So was Derek White. He was also a miss. He went for he went for less than 5.5 assists. We were taking the over on him. But then the next three bangers, okay? We got Herbert Jones, which was a first quarter hit on the points and rebounds at 12.5. Harrison Barnes for more than 13.5 points. He hit. And then Josh Hart for less than 23.5 points plus rebounds. So, you know, I always shout these out as soon as they hit so that the community knows what's going on. But we were 5-2 last night, 13-3 month to date. That's an 81.2% hit rate. Do I think it's going to stay at 81.2% for the entire month of April? Probably not. All right. The regular season's coming to an end. We got the playoffs around the corner, but still, we're going to do our damnedest to keep that winning record over 60%, because that's elite territory, and that's where we want to be. We want to be an elite company when it comes to posting these picks, all right? We want to stay above 60% because that's rarefied air, okay? And that's where I want to be. I want to be in rarefied air. So if you want to join Patreon, get access to the private Discord channels, get access to giveaways. I'm doing giveaways every week, risk-free 2-pick power plays. I'm giving away those. I'm putting out cheat sheets. I just posted our MLB cheat sheet for today, guys, showing you projections versus prize picks, the picks with the biggest edges out there to help you with your player prop selections for baseball, basketball, etc. And if you want access to the private Discord with the private picks, here you go, baby. This is everything. Down in the description of today's video, you can find links to everything that I'm chatting about right there. All right, down in the description. It goes down in the description. All right. Speaking of doing giveaways, we got to pick ourselves a winner from yesterday's video. We already have ourselves 35 unique comments from yesterday's show. Basically, how this works is this: if you're a subscriber, if you have liked the video, yesterday's video, and if you have left a comment on the replay of yesterday's video, the one with Kawhi Leonard in the thumbnail, today has Franz Wagner in the thumbnail. So all you have to do those three things: subscribe, like, and then leave a comment after today's show ends. Go to the replay, leave a comment in the comment section, and you could be qualified to get a risk-free 2-pick power play on PrizePicks. I give you that risk-free 2-pick power play. You get both of the picks right, you win $100. So if you're looking for PrizePicks promo credits that can then be turned into real credits that can then be withdrawn and put into your bank account, I'm putting you guys on some money right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you have a friend, family member, somebody you care about, tell them about the show, tell them to tune in, tell them to be a part of the movement and what we're doing here. And I'm going to keep giving away as much money as I can. PrizePicks money. I'm giving away PrizePicks money to you folks. All right. So let's do a giveaway now. We had 35 comments from yesterday's replay. Run the start button. It'll randomize and pick somebody from the comment section. Today's winner is Josiah R. Shout out to Josiah. Josiah said the Santi Aldama injury hurt me in DFS. He said, fingers crossed on tomorrow's giveaway, which is today's giveaway, which is this giveaway that Josiah won. So congratulations to Josiah. Josiah, I don't know if you're watching live. I don't know if you're catching me on the replay. Either way, hopefully you see this message. Hopefully you know that you are the big winner today. You got to shoot me a DM now. You got to hit me up either on Twitter at Curry the Creator, or drop down to the description of today's video. Join the Discord. Links in the description below. Shoot me a DM there. Either way you go about it, though, I need your PrizePicks email address so I can get this 2-pick power play added to your account so that we could hopefully put you on 100 smackaroos. Okay? Okay, that's how it works. If you want some promo money, I'm the man. I'm the plug. plug in, tap in with your boy daily. We're doing this every single day, blessing somebody with a risk-free 2-pick power play to get $100 into their PrizePicks account. Ripo, he did speak it into existence. Big facts, big facts. All right, let's get into today's NBA slate. Like I said, guys, just a 5-game slate. We got, 5 games lined up. They start at 7 o'clock. We're getting a little run it back rematch. The Cleveland Cavaliers at the Orlando Magic. 217.5 point total. The Magic expected to blow out the Cavaliers. 9.5 point spread. Now, why is this a blowout in favor of the Orlando Magic? Well, pretty simple here. The Cleveland Cavaliers are resting all of their starters. They're letting everybody get a little break tonight. They're giving them the night off. I'm talking about Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro, Dylan Windler, anybody who's anybody on the Cleveland Cavaliers. All the noteworthy names are out tonight. So you're going to see former Magic man himself, Robin Lopez, manning the center spot. Dean Wade, Lamar Stevens, Danny Green, Ricky Rubio. That's your projected starting lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pretty ugly lineup. So that's why the Orlando Magic are a 9.5 point favorite to win this game at home. Magic, no injuries on the injury report. You got Wendell Carter Jr., Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Gary Harris, and Markelle Fultz. So I expect this to be a win, an easy win for my Orlando Magic. Let's try to end the season on a high note, Magic men. All right, moving on to the next game, 7:30 tip-off, Miami at Philadelphia. This one should be a lot of fun if we get the superstars in this game. And what I mean by that, Bam Adebayo listed as a game-time decision. Kyle Lowry, who is a Philly boy. I don't know if he's going to be playing tonight in Philadelphia, but he's listed as a game-time decision. So keep an eye on the Bam and Kyle Lowry news. Both of those guys, game-time decisions. If they sit out, that could definitely shake things up, right? Bam, historically, has done a really good job at guarding Joel Embiid. Kind of has like slowed him down. So if Bam's not in there, I don't know. Maybe they put Kevin Love at center against Joel Embiid. I'm not quite sure what Miami would do in the event if Bam Bam's not out there. As far as Philadelphia goes, you got Tyrese Maxey listed as a game time decision, Anthony Melton game time decision, and PJ Tucker a game time decision. So those are 3 very important players for them. Starters, 2 of them, Maxey and Tucker, and then obviously Melton, a big part of that rotation for the Philadelphia 76ers. This one's got a low total, man, 219.5 points, but it is a 3-point spread, so it looks like as of right now, it's going to be one of those games that stays close and competitive, and it could be a playoff preview here between Miami and Philadelphia. We know Jimmy Butler typically rises to the occasion when he's playing against the Sixers, so I'm sure there's a lot of love for Jimmy Buckets out there tonight. All right. Speaking of injury news, we got to swing over to this 8 o'clock tip-off here between Portland and San Antonio. I mean, guys, I'm not even going to read all this. All I'm going to tell you is this. Much like the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers are going to be without all of their starters. All of their big names, all of the who's for the Portland Trail Blazers are out tonight, okay? So you're looking at something like maybe Drew Eubanks, Trendon Watford, Cam Reddish, Shaedon Sharpe, Skylar Mays. Like, that's your projected starting lineup right now for the Portland Trail Blazers. It's ugly, okay? It's ugly, but we have been having some success with like Drew Eubanks over points. We've taken some Shaedon Sharpe over assists recently. So, I mean, somebody's going to have to score the ball for Portland. We'll look into some of those picks. San Antonio, again, they're in full tank mode. They're at 20-59, man. They need to stop winning games at this point. Honestly, they need to stop winning games. They got a lot of injuries. This game is littered with injuries. If you're a starter, a typical starter here for either one of these teams, you're probably getting the night off tonight. Keldon Johnson, game time decision. If he plays, boy, I'd be blown if he played tonight. I think he sits out. But this one's got a nice total, 228.5 points, a 4-point spread, but it's basically a G League game. All right, a little bit better than a G League game, but it's one of those types of games where you're going to see a lot of guys who would be superstars in the G League getting the start for one of these ball clubs. So could be fun, though. Could be an interesting one to play some prop plays on. Moving on to a 9 o'clock tip-off, OKC at Utah. OKC 38-42. I still think they're on the cusp of the playoffs here. Let's take a look. Yeah, 38-42. They would be the 10th seed in the Western Conference. So they're on the bubble, man. They can't really afford to lose any games, especially if they're really actually trying to make the playoffs. Right now, if the playoffs started today, they would be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves in that play-in tournament. So OKC is sitting there dangerously close to being eliminated from the playoffs. So if they really want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to play some good ball tonight. So that's kind of the situation. OKC does have something to play for. Lou Dort game time decision. Pokashevsky's been down in the G League recently, speaking of the G League, but he has been called up to the main roster, but he's out tonight, so he's not going to play. No Poku. For Utah, it's been the same old story. I mean, I think they're in tank mode for the most part. No Jordan Clarkson, Rudy Gay, Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, or Colin Sexton tonight. Poor Kelly Olynyk. Did he draw like the short straw of all of the veteran starters or whatever? Like, they keep marching Kelly Olynyk out there. My dude's put in his time, right, for the NBA, for his career. He's no spring chicken anymore, all right? He's an established veteran. Why aren't they giving this guy the night off? But everybody else gets to sit out. I don't know what Utah's doing. Maybe Kelly Olynyk, they don't care what happens to him. Maybe he's not a part of their future and their plans. So they're like, hell, if he goes out there and blows his knee out, no big deal, right? But Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen and these guys, we don't want those guys to get hurt. Anyway, 239.5 points is your total. 6.5 point spread, guys. It's favoring the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's what you have to kind of look forward to there. Moving on to the last game of the night, Denver at Phoenix. Now, this one has the potential to be a very good game, only if Denver decides to put their starters out there. It doesn't look like they're going to put them all out there, though. You got Michael Porter Jr. as a game time decision, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, KCP. Their whole starting lineup right now is listed as a game time decision. So they might end up sitting all these guys. I don't know. That's going to be one you have to stay on top of the news with. 223 points, though, 9.5 point spread. So that's what you have to look forward to on that last game. I wish that last game was like everybody a full go. I'd like to see a fully healthy Denver Nuggets squad versus a fully healthy Phoenix Suns squad and see who wins. But we may not get that tonight. We may have to wait and hope that these two teams play each other in the playoffs. But that's your 5-game NBA slate in a nutshell. Guys, if you're liking what I'm doing here, make sure you're subscribed. It's never been more important than now for you to subscribe and ring that bell, especially if you're trying to jump on value, whether it be MLB picks, NBA picks. The name of the game is being mobile, being agile, right? We got to be agile because the lines move so quick on PrizePicks, so the value dries up. So as soon as I drop a video, as soon as I go live here, it's imperative that you guys are tapping in, tuning in if you want to catch some of this value before it goes up, before it goes down, etc. So never been a better time for you guys to be subscribed with the notifications turned on. And of course, all the likes are much, much appreciated. So we're going to go over here to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. We're going to try to find some positive expected value plays, plus EV. That's the name of the game. All right. That's how you get ahead. That's how I've been able to produce over a 65% hit rate last month to Patreon members on picks that I've posted for the month of March. That's how we're at 81% this month on the picks that I've posted month to date for April. Okay, this tool, big part of how I'm having success on PrizePicks. So if you want to get your hands on it, it'll help you get to those picks, those value plays before PrizePicks bumps them up, bumps them down. All right, go check it out. Down in the description, I've left a link. You can save yourself $5 using code Curry when you sign up for the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Okay. So let's refresh the optimizer. Let's make sure we got all the latest and greatest information, the data pulled in from the sports books. We're going to be comparing sportsbook odds versus the PrizePicks lines, and we're going to try to find ourselves some winners. We did land on 4 very solid picks yesterday. 4 of them. I know Pascal Siakam's rebounds and assists was one. Benedict Mathurin over points and rebounds was another one. Who were the other 2? You guys gotta help me remember. But those 2 for sure came through. There were some other ones too that people were on, and I forget who they were, but they were all found right here. We found 4 winners, 2 losers, I think, out of the 6 pick that we ended up going with. Oh, that's right. Mikal Bridges' fantasy score was one that looked really good. And then there was a 4th one that I cannot recall who it was. But anyway, let's run through the optimizer. Let's see what's popping, what's not. Let's see what's plus EV and which ones we should like stay away from. Maybe the projections just aren't in alignment, in agreement. But let's see here. We got Cole Anthony's rebounds, 4.5 right now. The optimizer giving this pick a chance of 53.6% 7% for him to have at least 5 boards or more. All right, so this is definitely a plus EV play, nearly a 54% chance that Cole Anthony finds 5 rebounds tonight going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers squad that's going to be very shorthanded. All right, so we know it's a plus EV play, so we can feel good that we are on the right side of the odds. The odds are in our favor. Mathematically speaking, this is a sound decision that we're going to make, taking the over on Cole Anthony at 4.5 boards. So let's go pull some projections up on Cole Anthony. Let me refresh. I want to make sure we have all the latest projections in, all the latest lines and information in. And we'll go over here to Cole Anthony. We got a projection here of 5.1 rebounds. That is definitely more than 4.5. So far, so good. It's plus EV. It's projecting very nicely. Let's go find another projection here for Cole Anthony. This is RotoWire, by the way. You can go sign up if you want to pay for some projections. You don't have to. There's good sites out there like NumberFire. Here's one, 4.5 rebounds, projected for nearly 6 boards, according to RotoWire. So 5.9 rebounds. That's 2 for 2 on the projections on a line of 4.5 boards. So I think this could be our first pick of the day. Let's go over here. Let's try to lock Cole Anthony in before the lines get away from us, right? First one, boom, Cole Anthony. Plus EV, projected over really nicely on 2 different models. That's all you can ask for. Players got to go out and play. There's only so much you can control, so much that's in your power. But I think this one looks good as a first play of the day. All right. What else we got here? Let's keep going through these. Franz Wagner, he was the thumbnail player of the day. Again, my Orlando Magic going to have a pretty easy, cushy matchup tonight against this Cleveland Cavaliers squad. I really think it's going to be a good night for Paolo Banchero. Obviously, he is still vying for Rookie of the Year. I think tonight could be one of those like statement type games. That's what I'm thinking. That's the story I'm printing. Okay, is that Paolo Banchero is going to make a statement tonight. He's going to solidify himself as the Rookie of the Year tonight against this Cavaliers squad. I could see him just beating up on Lamar Stevens or whoever they try to put on him. I think Banchero's in for a good night. Just like I said, just a hunch. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Franz Wagner that has a good night. 21.5 points and rebounds tonight. 53.6% chance that he goes for more than 21.5 points and rebounds. Wagner played pretty good the other night against the Cleveland Cavaliers back when they had all their starters in. So perhaps Wagner is the better move out of the two. I can tell you this, on a projection, 23.1 points and rebounds on a line of 21.5. So that's a very solid projection. Well over 1 point and rebound higher than his line of 21.5 on PrizePicks. So there's a good first projection for you. But you know, I don't like to stop there. You know, I like to be thorough with it and try to find you at least 2 projections. On this second projection, we've got him at 19.7 points and rebounds. Now that's not good. Okay. Got 1 projection going over, 1 projection going under. I don't like that. Can we have maybe a tiebreaker? Let's see if we can find a tiebreaker here. We're going to use NumberFire in this case to break the tie. 17.1 points plus another 4.5 for rebounds. It's going to put him right there at 21.6 points and rebounds on a line of 21.5. So you kind of get an idea, anywhere from 19.7 as high as 23.1 on the points and rebounds. So if you want to take a shot on this, you can. 2 of the 3 models that we reference like him to go for more than 21.5 points and rebounds. What do you guys think? Kind of a controversial play or not really? Is Franz Wagner just going to be that guy tonight? Let me know in the chat if you're watching live. If you're catching the replay, let me know in the comments section. Is Franz Wagner that dude? He is our thumbnail player of the day. Normally our thumbnail players ball out. If you saw Kawhi Leonard last night, I think he played pretty well. Night before that, I think we had SGA against Golden State. I think he ended up playing pretty well. So our thumbnail players, I do a pretty good job of picking out the dudes that will hoop. And I think maybe Franz Wagner could hoop tonight. Either him or Banchero. I could see one of those guys having pretty strong games. Jalen Williams, J-A-L-E-N, not J-A-Y-L-I-N. The better of the two Jalen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's at 5.5 boards, guys. This is a 53.3% optimal play that he will go for more than 5.5 rebounds. We talked about the Thunder still have playoff hopes. They're locked in right now at the 10th spot. But if they lose the next couple games, I mean, they could easily fall out with the way that the standings are in the Western Conference. So Jalen Williams needs to find some rebounds tonight. Is he good for 6 boards? Well, it is a plus EV play, so I can at least tell you that much. Projection wise, 5.4. That's really close to 5.5. It's close enough that I'm gonna like keep myself open to taking the over on this play. I don't think I'm gonna like fade it based on a 5.4 projection. That's close enough for me. Let's just get a couple more projections though, just to see, you know, how it's looking. 5.5 is the line. 6.4 projected rebounds according to RotoWire. So far we're like 5.4 to 6.4 in that range. There's a little window there, right, on a line of 5.5. Let's see if we could break the tie here, because so far we got one that's slightly under, one that's slightly over. Let's see if we can find a tiebreaker on a third projection here. This third projection has them at 5.2 boards. That is definitely closer to 5 than it is 6. So 2 of the projections have them going under 5.5. So now I'm going to stay away from it. I'm going to back off of that one. Wavy Vision saying fade Franz Wagner. Really, Wavy Visions? So you're saying it's a Paolo Banchero night? Haha, yeah, I like where your head's at. It could be a Paolo Banchero night. Let's keep moving through some of these here, though. Let's look for other plus EV plays. So what about Jalen Williams rebounds and assists at 9.5? 53.3% chance he goes over. So maybe if we include the assists, instead of just looking at the rebounds on their own, we do rebounds plus assists at 9.5. Maybe that's the better option here. Let's go look at some projections for Jalen Williams rebounds and assists. The first projection I have here has him at 9.8 rebounds and assists. That's more than 9.5. So far, so good. Let's go back here. Rebounds and assists at 9.5, projected for 9.57. A little bit better than 9.5. Nonetheless, 2 projections, 2 overs so far. Let's go one more. One more here. 8.8 projected rebounds and assists. So slightly under, but we have 2 projections that are barely over, 1 projection that's slightly under. So if you wanted to go Jalen Williams for more than 9.5 rebounds and assists, I think I like that one a little bit more than just the rebounds. But you guys, you could do what you want. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm seeing based on the projections that we're seeing here. Both of them are plus EV plays. Both of them over a 53% chance that they could come through for you. Not going to get into any steals or turnovers. I don't typically play a lot of those. What about Josh Giddey for less than 18.5 points? Speaking of the Oklahoma City Thunder, while we got them on the brain, 53.09% chance that Josh Giddey goes for under 18.5 points tonight. So let's look at that one. We definitely know it's a plus EV play, but what do these projections say on Josh Giddey? All right, this is a good start. 16.5 points going up against Utah tonight. That's 2 points under his line of 18.5. So that's a good start, you know, as far as a first projection. Let's look at another projection here. Josh Giddey's points, he is projected for 15.5, my friends. So 15.5 as much as 16.5 on 2 different projections. Those are well under his line today of 18.5. So maybe that line is just way too inflated for Josh Giddey. These projection models are not looking very optimistic here for Josh Giddey to go over 18.5 points. Here's another one, 16.5 points. Yeah, I got to play this. I got to play Josh Giddey under points. The models are just way too aggressive on the under right here for me not to go with Josh Giddey under points. Roy's saying that Giddey has covered in his last 4 games his points versus the Jazz. I mean, he could cover tonight. He could cover tonight. I mean, he very well could. A lot of stuff could happen. It could happen. But, you know, as far as projections go and us being on the right side of the odds and the math and all that stuff based on the optimizer that we're seeing here, I mean, the play would be taking the under. So if you don't like this due to what Roy is saying, if you don't feel good about taking the under based on how Giddey's done in previous games against Utah, please stay away from it. I'm going to take it, though, because I just go by the numbers. I don't even care. I mean, I don't even care what he's done against in previous matchups. Different rosters at that point, right? Oklahoma City, who knows who was in for OKC in those games? Who knows who was in for the Utah Jazz in those games? I want to know, based on tonight's projected starting lineups, what could happen. And these projection models and the lines set by sports books, they take into consideration all of that stuff. So Feel free to fade it. I'm not, because I'm a crazy man. I'm a wild boy. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the under on Josh Giddey and see what happens tonight. It just looks too good. Joel Embiid at 3.5 assists. Let's take a look at this one. 53% chance that he stays under 3.5 dimes. Are we confident that Embiid plays tonight? I saw somebody say that they weren't sure if Embiid was going to play or not. Do you guys have any information? Is Embiid expected to play? Or have you heard otherwise? I thought he was going to be good to go, but you never know. He's at 3.5 assists, though. Nonetheless, let's go take a look at some projections here. Josh Giddey, our most controversial play of the day so far. I love it. I love it. 4.3 projected assists for Embiid. They're saying take the over, the optimizer. The odds are saying take the under at 3.5 dimes, but he's projected for 4.3. Let's just pull up one more projection here. I can tell you this. I'm probably not going to take this play. 3.5 assists. 3.53 assists is his projection. Wavy Vision saying, I personally think that Joel Embiid will sit due to them clinching the playoff spot and home court. Okay. Hey, you very well might be right. So for now, let's just skip over Joel Embiid. It's not even looking great as far as a projection goes, right? Got projections that are going against what the optimizer's saying. So we'll skip over him. What about Zach Collins tonight? Geez, 17.5 points. Look, I get it. The San Antonio Spurs are going to be without a lot of their key players, but 17.5 for Zach Collins. I mean, just hearing that line for that player off the top, like that does seem kind of high, don't it? Do we think he's going to go for 18 or more points? The optimizer is saying that the way that the odds are, that he will not go for 18 or more points tonight, that he's going to stay under 18 points. And about a 53% chance of that actually coming true based on math. So Zach Collins under 17.5 points, looking like the way to go according to the optimizer. Let's pull some projections up here. I like to see if these models are rocking with that as well. The first one, yeah, 17.3. That's a little bit less than 17.5. Definitely closer to 17 than it is 18. And if we take the under, obviously we're hoping for 17 or less points from Zach Collins going up against the Portland Trailblazers tonight. He'll be matched up with my guy Drew Eubanks. All right, so there you go. There's one projection. Let's pull up another one here on Zach Collins. Zach Collins points, 17.5. We got a projection of 14.9. So let's be nice. Let's call it 15 points. 15 still obviously less than 17.5. We might have found ourselves our third pick right here with my guy Collins. One more projection, 16.1 points. Again, the line at 17.5 might just be a little bit too freaking high. So let's go find Zach Collins. I'm throwing him in there. Less than 17.5 points tonight, taking on Portland. I like these three so far, man. I like what I'm seeing on all three of these. Are they all guaranteed to hit? Hell no. I don't guarantee anything up here. We're still gambling at the end of the day, right, folks? But we can lay down, sleep easy, knowing that we were on the right side of the odds, that the math was in our favor. We had projection models in our favor. That's all we could really hope for and ask for, right? We don't have to try to predict the future. Not when the sports books are telling us exactly what we should be playing on PrizePicks, right? The lines makers are smarter than we are. But I like that Zach Collins play. All right. So that's like the first page of the optimizer right now. What's currently available on the optimizer? We got 3 picks so far off of the optimizer that are looking real sweet. Oh, Ripo, I did not even see your super chat. My bad, bro. But we kind of already touched on it, right? Joel Embiid's assists at 3.5. He's saying Bam plays good against him, so maybe he could pass the ball more. Ripo, we kind of stumbled into that Joel Embiid play because it was one that was popping up on the optimizer here. It was suggested to take the under on Embiid at 3.5 assists, but now there's some concerns that, hey, is Bam Adebayo going to play tonight or is he sitting out? Is Joel Embiid going to play tonight, or because they've clinched their playoff spot, the home court, do they even need to play him tonight? Maybe it's a good time for Doc Rivers to get the big man some rest as they start to march toward the playoffs, right? So I think based on what we found on that Joel Embiid pick, I'm going to stay away. Maybe we wait later in the night for more news to come out. Bam news, Embiid news. I mean, we could get a surprise, DMP for Joel Embiid. They could very well rest him tonight. So there you go. Jew Ferrigno. I love Lou Ferrigno, the original OG Incredible Hulk. Before they had all those special effects, my guy Lou Ferrigno was playing the Incredible Hulk. All you OG old heads out there know what I'm talking about. He says they know you're going to think he's going to hit the over tonight. I guess you're talking about Josh Giddey, right? Because he has before, so take the under. All right. I'm taking the under. You ain't got to convince me. You ain't got to twist my arm. I'm doing it. Let's see here. Some other picks that are coming through. What else you guys got? I'm here to talk and help you guys through some of your favorite player props. I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's question. There's a lot of questions. There's only one of me, but if you have something that you have to have an answer to, a hard-hitting question, do like my guy Rypo did and consider using that super chat functionality. That super chat is a great way for you to support the channel, to support the show. Free content here for you guys on YouTube as we continue to put our best foot forward and give our best effort, helping you to find the profitable picks on PrizePicks daily. You could leave a super chat for as little as $1.99. It gets you one-on-one help, one-on-one with the great one, and I'll do my best to answer your question for you and hopefully put you on the right side of that pick that you're interested in. So, speaking of super chats, wow, thank you. Last in Limbo coming through with one. He's asking about SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's rebounds. Thinking about taking the over on SGA's boards. We looked at Jalen Williams' boards, have not looked at SGA's boards yet, but he wants to take the over only if it's projecting well. So let's start by doing this. Let's refresh the optimizer. Guys, if you're using the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, the refresh button is your best friend. Get very familiar with the refresh button. I just want to tell you guys that Zach Collins points prop. Let me back this up. Now that we refresh the optimizer, the Zach Collins points prop has now risen all the way to the top of the optimizer now. It is now the most optimal play on the board right now, which means it's going to move at any moment here on PrizePicks. It's going to move at any moment here on PrizePicks. It will be bumped down. It will be bumped down. Zach Collins points will come down from 17.5 at any given moment because there's a lot of people who use this tool, this optimizer, and they're all seeing the same thing here, that Zach Collins at 54.5% chance to stay under 17.5 points is a good play. It will go down soon. You've been warned. You've been warned. Doesn't mean it's going to be a lock just because they bump it down. It's not going to be a lock just because they bumped it, but it will get bumped because it is good value. Anyway, SGA's rebounds are sitting at 5 right now on PrizePicks. You're seeing them at 4.5 on your favorite sports books. 52.5% chance, according to the optimizer, that he will have 5, maybe even more rebounds tonight. So let's go look at SGA. Got to get you a projection, right? Gilgeous-Alexander projected for exactly 5 boards on our first model. Okay, maybe it ties, maybe it pushes. That's your first one. Let's get a second projection here. Gilgeous-Alexander, 6.41 rebounds. That's more than 5, so I like that. And then we're going to run this through one more time since that first projection was kind of a tie. 5.4 rebounds on a line of 5. So there you go. It's like I'm from the future, my friends. It's like I told you so or something. I said Zach Collins would get bumped down, didn't I? Didn't I just say that? From 17.5 down to 17. And you know how we found this play? We found it here first because we're Daily Grind Fantasy PrizePicks Optimizer users. That's how we found it. So if you like to find the picks before they get bumped, you might want to sign up for the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. And when you do, use code Curry because it's going to save you money. And who doesn't want to save a few bucks? There you go. Me personally, I did not get it in, obviously. I did not submit anything with this play. I wish I would have at this point because now it's down to 17. It's been real, Zach Collins. You have to leave now. Sorry, you're no longer welcome here at 17. I wanted you under 17.5. We missed the boat. But circling back to everyday, I'm sorry, not to everyday fantasy. Who left that? Oh, last in limbo. Last in limbo, the SGA boards over. Yeah, let's take the over on SGA's rebounds. I think that looks like a solid play. At least 5 or more should be good money from what we're seeing here. All right. Michael Johnson saying, ram the 2 pick with Gideon Collins under. Whew. Wait, you said ram it? Or you ran it? Maybe you meant you ran it. Is that what I think he meant? He ran it. He didn't ram it. He didn't ram it. He run it. Anyway, if you're looking for an alternative to Zach Collins, we know that the betting public not really liking the points on Zach Collins. Is there another way to go on Zach Collins if you didn't get the points in? There's always another way, my friends. There's always an alternative. You could go points and rebounds more if you wanted to. This is also looking like an optimal play when you include the rebounds. Like maybe he's only good for 17 points, but then you sprinkle in some rebounds on top. 7, 8 boards. They're suggesting you take the over here for Zach Collins points and rebounds. Let's just see how these projections look for Zach Collins while we're talking about my guy ZC, Zach Collins, real quick. 24.7 projected points and rebounds. Slightly more than 24.5. I think the points were probably the move, though. Taking the under on the points was probably your best move. Points and rebounds projection here at 24.5, projected for 24.53. So these projections are so tight. So tight on these lines at 24.5. Let's get one more here on Zach Collins. I hope you guys locked in that value, man. I really hope you did. That's why I do what I do here. I want to help you guys. Hopefully you got it in. His points and rebounds here on number fire, 24.8. 24.8. So the projections super freaking close to the line for Zach Collins on his points and rebounds. Yes, it's a plus EV play. We've seen projections slightly above 24.5 on 3 different models. So again, the move was getting the points in under 17.5. That was definitely the move. Hopefully you made the move and you weren't like me. I'm up here trying to help you guys and I missed out. Damn it, I missed out. That's all right though. We'll find some other plays. All is not lost. Speaking of finding other plays, my guy Everyday Fantasy coming through with the super chat. Let's see what he's talking about. He's got Wendell Carter Jr. Shout out to my Orlando Magic. 1.5 3-point makes. He's saying that you take the over because it's sneaky good. Sneaky good play here on Wendell Carter Jr. Let's go see how sneaky it really is. Maybe it's not so sneaky. Maybe it's high key good. Maybe it's not low key good. It's a plus EV play, first and foremost. 51.4% chance based on the odds on the sports books compared to the PrizePicks lines here. 51.4% chance that Wendell Carter Jr. knocks down at least 2 triples tonight against this short-handed Cleveland Cavaliers team. We'll call them that. The Cavs, by the way, are sitting damn near everybody. Their entire roster is pretty much out tonight. Their starters, their key role players, pretty much everybody's sitting out. Anybody who has a noteworthy name is out tonight. But anyway, Wendell Carter Jr. at 1.5 3-point makes. It is an optimal play. It is a plus EV play. So that's the first question you got to ask yourself anytime you are considering a play here on PrizePicks. Second question, if you want to go this far, you don't even have to ask this second question, but I do. And that question is it projecting well? Well, 1.4 3-point makes for Wendell. That's a little bit less than 1.5. Take a look at a second projection here at 1.5 projected threes on a projection of 1.2. That's 2 unders based on the projections. And then last but not least, a third projection has them at about 1.2 3-point make. So I'm going to stay away from this one. Yes, it's plus EV, but it is projecting to go under on 3 different models. And for me, that just does not float my boat. I'm picky though. I'm selective. All right. I'm choosy. I'm choosy when it comes to what I play, and I don't want to play that because it's not projecting well. So that's just me. That's how I roll. Let's see here. We got about 15 more minutes or so. I'm gonna check into some of these other picks that you guys are looking at here. You guys are mentioning a few different ones. Let's see. Can you check Ayton rebounds? Kiara's asking about Ayton's rebounds. We're also looking at Tyler Herro's PRA. That's right, Trey Prince. I ain't got no type, but plus EV props is the only thing that I like. And they also have to be projecting well. I'm just saying. And if it ain't that, I don't want it. Trey Prince, I don't want it. Nah, I ain't got no type though. It's just got to project well. It's got to be plus EV. Other than that, no type. Let's see. So DeAndre Ayton's rebounds. We have not talked any DeAndre Ayton tonight. Guys, for me, I kind of want to wait and see what's happening with this Denver Nuggets team. We don't know if any of these starters are going to be in or not. I'm talking about Jokic, AG, MPJ, KCP, and Jamal Murray. All game time decisions right now. Now, if they're in, then I think the game stays a little bit closer. But right now, it's saying that they're going to all be game time decisions, that Phoenix is a 9.5-point favorite. We're talking about potential blowout risk. Now, maybe DeAndre Ayton grabs those rebounds against whoever would step in for Nikola Jokic. Who they got coming off the bench? Is it DeAndre Jordan still? Are they still running with old man DeAndre Jordan out there? Maybe they are. So maybe Ayton against DeAndre Jordan. We got the battle of the DeAndres at center tonight if Jokic sits out. I don't know. Maybe he grabs those rebounds before the game gets out of hand. But I like to wait for as much information to come in as possible before I go and make a decision with my money. That's just the way I like to operate. It's the way I move, the way I roll, how I approach these things. Anyway, let's go ahead and get you a little projection here. You're asking about DeAndre Ayton's rebounds. They're at 9.5. They are 51% chance that he goes under 9.5 boards. So I don't know if you were talking about going over or under, but right now, mathematically speaking, the under on DeAndre Ayton's rebounds at 9.5 would be the move. I'm going to take the wait and see approach. I'm a patient man. I can wait. He is projected for 9 boards though here, which is less than 9.5. Again, I gotta see the Jokic news. I'm waiting for the Jokic news, the rest of the Denver Nuggets. I need to know if these guys are in or out tonight. But here's a second projection. It's about 10 rebounds. So 9 to 10 rebounds, which on a line of 9.5 doesn't really help you all that much. So I would wait. I wouldn't even take that to whoever asked that question. Who was that? Kiara? Yeah, I would probably say pump the brakes on that. OG Replays asking about one of my Orlando Magic GOATs, Paolo Banchero. You know I'm going to show love for Paolo Banchero here. You know I'm going to take that question because I saw Paolo and I said, "You're." Paolo Banchero's assists. You're asking about them. Let's look at them. Are these optimally plus EV? No, not really. It's about a coin flip right now at 3.5 dimes, whether he goes over or under. I mean, 50.11 chance that he goes over, 49.89 chance that he goes under. So pull out a quarter if you got one and flip that sucker and decide that way. That's basically what the math is saying. Flip a coin because that's about what you're looking at, around the same odds as a coin flip, so to speak. Just to help you out though, Banchero's projected assists 3.8. Okay, so that's a little bit more, closer to 4 than 3. And then another one here at 3.43. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from it. It's just it doesn't look as solid as Zach Collins under 17.5 points. I can tell you that, brother and sisters. So I'm gonna stay away from it, OG. Yeah, we're not taking it. I'm not taking it. You do what you want to do, but I'm not taking it. We got another super chat coming through. My guy Wesley Winston. Got about 10 more minutes to go here, folks. Get your questions in. Like I said, super chat them in if you have to. I'm not going to get to everybody's question. I just can't. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the energy. He's asking about Markelle Fultz, though. Steals and blocks over at 1.5 tonight. Markelle Fultz, point guard for my Orlando Magic. Shout out to Markelle Fultz, man. I think he's went from being maybe labeled as a bust to being like an underrated player, I think, at this point in his career. If you know, you know. If you've paid a little bit of attention to the Orlando Magic this season, Markelle Fultz has been playing some pretty good ball. So let's go see if this Markelle Fultz play, blocks and steals, is one that is plus EV, projecting favorably. You know the drill, right? So 1.5 blocks and steals, 53.2% chance based on the odds on the sports books that he will go for more than 1.5. We need 2 or better blocks and steals. We already talked about who he's going to be playing up against tonight, right? I mean, guys like Ricky Rubio, yeah, he's a veteran. Yeah, he was good. He's probably kind of washed now. He's had some injuries. Danny Green, Lamar Stevens, Dean Wade, Robin Lopez. Not a great group. So is there a chance that Fultz can block and or steal the ball twice tonight? I mean, against this group of guys, probably, right? Maybe. Not the worst thought in the world. Not a terrible idea. Let's just take a look at some projections, though. 2 is the number we need him to hit tonight. Well, I've got him projected for 2. So that's looking good, right? I mean, so far, so good. Let's pull up another projection for Markelle Fultz blocks and steals at 1.5 here. 1.7 projected stocks, steals and blocks, if you prefer. And then last but not least, I want to get you one more. I want this to be worth your super chat, my friend. So let's look at one more. 1.6. So it's more likely that he's going to get some steals than he is a block. But still, 1.6 steals with a 0.4 projection on the block. That's good for 2. So you got 2 models that have him at 2. Another one that's more than 1.5, not quite at 2, but still more than 1.5. So I would say that, yeah, go ahead and roll with it, man. Roll with it. Jalen Williams rebounds or rebounds and assists over. Kaiser, we looked at both of those. Hit the rewind button. I don't want to rehash, but I think the rebounds and assists look like it was a little bit better than the rebounds for an overplay. If you're looking for an overplay, rebounds and assists look like it was going to take the cake. Sam, Tobias Harris PRA, I'm waiting, man, because you guys are scaring me with this Philadelphia 76ers news saying that they clinched their playoff spot, that they've clinched home court, and maybe Doc Rivers sits some guys. So I'm going to wait, man. They might end up sitting some of their vets tonight against the Heat is what I'm hearing, what you guys are seeming to think will happen. So I'm going to hold off. Roy's asking about, okay, let me see if I can do this, guys. And if I'm butchering the dude's name, y'all let me know. Is it O'Shea? O'Shea or Ochai? I'm going to say that it's probably O'Shea, right? Like Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson, O'Shea Agbaji. Am I killing his name? We're going to go with that, though. O'Shea Agbaji. Sounds good. 15.5 points. Roy wants to know, we going over or under on this fella? Let's go figure it out. Let's go look at the optimizer real quick. Points set at 15.5. The optimal move here on PrizePicks would be to take the over 52% chance that he goes for at least 16 points tonight. We talked about all the injuries on the Utah Jazz, right? Let's recap in case you guys just came in. No Clarkson, Gay, Kessler, Markkanen, or Sexton for Utah tonight, which means it's going to be Azubuike, Olynyk, THT, Agbaji, and Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn is a bucket, by the way. He's still a bucket. He was a bucket in college. He's still a bucket in the pros. He's bounced around from a lot of teams, from the G League back to the active rosters for multiple ball clubs. But Chris Dunn, one thing that he could still do is get himself a bucket. So shout out to Chris Dunn. Anyway, Agbaji, probably going to have a pretty big role tonight with all these guys beat up for the Utah Jazz. So yes, it is a plus EV play. Over 52% chance that he will score 16 points tonight. Let's get some projections. Let's take a look at Agbaji. Well, that's not him. That's Okogie. There he is. 15.5 on the first projection. So that doesn't really give us much help, right? 15.5, but he is at 16.5 on some of these sports books. Let's get another one here. Points 15.5, projected for 13.8. It's a little bit underwhelming, right? We were hoping that it was going to be higher than 15.5. See if we could break this tie here. One last projection, 15.6. So I'm gonna have to leave it alone, man. I'm gonna stay away from that one. I'm gonna have to stay away from that one. Let's see here. Todd's making a comment here with a super chat. Thanks, Todd, for the super chat. Just a thought, when you do free entries, maybe just want to mention you do those in bulk and not right away, or people will keep asking. Good luck and win tonight. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate that. Trill Fate coming through saying there's some reasons for Philadelphia to really play hard tonight. He says it's going to be their last home game. It's on TNT. It hurts the Miami Heat, and it could solidify if we needed any more solidification after Joel Embiid scored over half of the Philadelphia 76ers points by his damn self the other night. But it could solidify Joel Embiid's claim for the MVP trophy tonight. I think Embiid's going to win. I think Jokic, he's missed too many games recently. He's kind of starting to fade for me as far as an MVP, but yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's from Trill Fate there. He's got his own theories about what will happen tonight. Josh Okogie, last in Limbo's asking about Josh Okogie's points plus rebounds. Are we going over on the points plus rebounds for Okogie tonight? Well, we know that the Phoenix Suns are more healthy than they've ever been as far as Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, they got everybody, right? Everybody's pretty much good to go. Okogie is in the starting lineup, so he's got that going for him. At 12.5 points and rebounds, 51.4% chance that Okogie is an over tonight. Let's go get some projections on Josh Okogie's points and rebounds for you. Okogie, he's been a guy that I've played in previous games for his fantasy score. I think this was when KD was out. He had some pretty good nights when it came to his fantasy score. We got Okogie here projected for 11 on a line of 12.5. So that's not good. That's less. That's less than 12.5. You know me, man. I like when the projections are going our way, and that's not a good start. But here's a projection in the completely polar opposite direction, 16.1. So that's a pretty big delta, right? As low as 11, as much as 16.1. So that's a pretty big gap, a difference of 5.1 projected points and rebounds tonight. So I don't love that. I don't love the fact that there's such a big gap here. Let's check one more projection on Josh Okogie as we kind of start to wind things down. It's 1 o'clock here on the East Coast, 1 p.m. Appreciate everybody who's joining me though. Okogie projected for about 10 points, 5.2 rebounds. You combine the two, you're looking at about 15, right? 15 points and rebounds on a line of 12.5. So 2 out of the 3 models say take the over on Josh Okogie's points and rebounds tonight. But one of the models had him going way under, so somebody's going to be right. One of these models are going to be right. We'll have to see who it is, but hopefully that helps you out though with your question. All right, last one. This is the last call. Wesley Winston coming through for his last one of the day. SGA over 32.5 points. It's a must-win situation for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's liking some SGA for at least 33 tonight. We saw SGA just ball out for us the other night when he was the taco. Shout out to SGA. He helped me win $625. Thank you, SGA. I'm glad SGA likes tacos. I'm showing SGA here at 32.5 points on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Again, guys, if you want access to this tool, it is fantastic. It helps you find the value before PrizePicks even finds the value. It helps you get on the lines before PrizePicks moves that line up or down, like they did on Zach Collins. From 17.5 points, they bumped him down to 17. So if you want to get in before things change, this is the tool to use, okay? Anyway, 52.2% chance that SGA goes for more than 32.5 points today. That is a pretty good chance. Let's look at some projections from my man Shay. We got a projected for 33. That's what we need. We need exactly 33, or even more if he's feeling so generous. But yes, 33 is his first projection. That's more than 32.5. Let's see what else we got. 32.5, but a projection of 29.1. Okay, so we went in the other direction on the second projection. 29.1 up to 33. Those are your two projections. So in that range, right? Let's see if we can break the tie here. Let's see which way this last projection wants us to go. 33.8. So we got two projections of 33 or more points. One projection that was under 30 points at just 29.1. So what do you think, Mr. Winston? More or less on SGA? More or less? You kind of know what to expect, though. I mean, we could let's take it one step further here. I just want to take it one step further. Let's look at props.cash real quick. Guys, props.cash is fantastic. If you're the type of person who likes to roll up their sleeves and get into these game logs and do some digging, props.cash makes it easy for you to do that. They provide all the data, all the information from your favorite sports in one convenient location. Just $20 a month for props.cash, and code Curry saves you 25% on your first month of props.cash. So check it out if you haven't yet. I've left a link down in the description, link to everything. Patreon, Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, props.cash, everything that I got going on, guys. You'll always find it in the description of today's video. Anyway, 32 for 67 this season at 32.5 points. He's averaging 31.5 for the season. Now, he is playing on the road tonight. Let's look at these splits real quick on SGA. 31.9 points per game at home. At home, he's hit in 5 straight games. SGA's been on a tear. What about on the road this season? 31.3 points per game when he plays on the road. He has only covered this point prop once in his last 7 games. One for his last 7 road games. If we look at the last 10 games here, just taking a peek at this using props.cash, 4 for his last 10 games on the road. So since March 16th, he's not done a great job. Last couple of weeks playing on the road, he had one big game against the Indiana Pacers with 39. Now, that's not to say that he cannot have a good game against Utah, because one of the games that he hit in his last 10 games on the road was against the Utah Jazz, where he had 39 points against Utah in that one. That was February 23rd. Let's take a look at what he's done against the Jazz this season. 39 and 38 points against Utah. Averaging a healthy 38.5 points per game on a line of 32.5 points tonight. So I think it's looking pretty good here, man. Utah, we know that they are short-handed. They're not going to have their top players in the backcourt, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. They're not even going to have a rim protector out there. Walker Kessler is out. Lauri Markkanen is out. So some of that talent, some of that size, some of that backcourt presence not going to be there, right? Colin Sexton could be a kind of a scrappy defender. He's not out there. So it's going to be Chris Dunn. I told you Chris Dunn could get buckets. I never told you that Chris Dunn was an elite defender, did I? I did not. But maybe they put Agbaji on SGA tonight. I don't know. One of the picks that we liked was Josh Giddey under on points tonight. which correlates well with SGA over on points tonight. So you could go SGA if you're feeling it. I think what I'm going to do for now, I'm just going to put a little 2-pick in here. I'll put $28 since I have $15.28 in my account. We'll put 28 in. And if we win, $84 out. That's 3 times our money. Cole Anthony over rebounds. Giddey under points. Giddey was a controversial play according to our guy Roy. But that's all right. I'm willing to get controversial tonight on a small NBA slate. So that's what I got. Cole Anthony over 4.5 rebounds. We're going with Josh Giddey under 18.5 points. We talked about a lot today, folks. I appreciate all the support. All you new subscribers, thanks for subscribing. Everybody who's smashed that like button, I appreciate you doing that as well. Of course, our winner today, Josiah R. Congratulations to you. If you want to win one of these 2-pick power plays like Josiah, subscribe, like, and once I end the show, give it a couple minutes, you'll find the replay posted with Franz Wagner's face on the thumbnail. Go to the comment section, comment your favorite pick, prop, play of the day, or you can just say hello, or you can just tell me what your favorite food is. I mean, whatever you want to do. And then tomorrow's show, we will pick a winner from today's comment section. We'll see you there. Shout out to my Patreon gang. Let's keep this thing hot.